We are losing our listening. We spend roughly 60% our communication time listening, but we are not very good at it. We retain just 25% of what we hear. Now, not you, not the talk, but this generally truth. Let's define listening as making meanings from sound. Is listening as making meaning from sounds is a mental process and is a process of attraction. We use some pretty cool technical to do this. One of them is pattern recognition. So, in a cocktail party like this, if I say David and Sarah, pay attention. Some of you just set up we recognize pattern to distinguish noise from signal and especially unnamed different single. Another technical we use if I let this pink noise on for more than a couple of minutes. You would literally see to hear it. We're listening to difference. We discount sound that remain the same, and then there's a whole range of filter. The filter take us from a sound down to what we pay attention to. Most people are entirely unconscious of the filters, but they actually create our reality in a way because they tell us what we pay attention to right now. Give you one example of that. Intention is very important in sound, in listening. When I married my wife, I promised her that I would listening her every day as if for the first time. Now that's something I fall short of a daily basis. It's a great intention to have in a relationship, but that's a not sound place us in space anytime. If you close your eye right now, in this room, you aware of the size of the rooms from the reverberations and the pulsing of the sound of the surface, and you awake up of how many people around you because of the micro noise you receiving, and sound plays in the time as well because the sound always has impedance in it. In fact, I would suggest that our listening is the main way that we experience the follow of time from past to future. So, sonorities is time of meaning a great cause. I said at the beginning we're losing our listening. Why did I say that? Well, there's a lot of reason for this. First of all, we invent this way of recording, first writing and then audio recording and now video recording as well. The premium on accurate and careful listening has simply disappeared. Secondly, the words is now so noisy, with this cacophony going through visually and auditory. It's just hard to listening. It's tiring to this. Many people refuse in headphone, but they turn this public space like this sound cave into millions of tiny little personal sound purpose. In this scenario, no people listen to any parties. We becoming impatient. We don't want oratory anymore. We want to sell pies, and art on conversation is being replaced dangerously. I think by person broadcasting, I don't know how, but listening is various in this conversation, which is sadly very common. Especially in the UK's, we are becoming desensitized. Our medias have to scream as earth with these kids of headline in order to get our attention. And that means it's harder to for pay attention to the quiet, the subtle, the understand. This is a serious problem. Thus we losing our listening. This are not trivial because listening is our asset to understand consciousness. thing always creates understanding and only without conscious listening. Can this thing happen? A world where we don't listening each other at all is very scary place indeed. So I'd like to share with you 5 simple exercise tone you can take away which you improve your hours conscious listening. Would you like that? Good. The first one is silent. Just 3 minutes a day of silence is wonderful exercise to reset your ear and recuperate so that you can hear the quiet again. If you can't get absolute silence, go for quiet. That's absolutely fine. Secondly, I call this the mixer. So even if you a noise environment like this, and we all spend a lot of time in a place like this, listening in coffee pot to how many changes of sound can I hear your many individual channel in this minute. I'm listening to you can do it in a beautiful place as well as like tag. A light. How many birds am I hearing? Where they? Where the ripples? It's great exercise for improve the quality of your listening. Thus, this exercise I call savoring. Then is a beautiful exercise. It's about enjoy mundane self. This for example in my temple diary. It's white 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I love it. Oh, just I did one of foresight. Wow. So mundane sound can be really interesting. If you pay attention, I call that deep hidden truths. It's around us all time. The next exercise probably the most important of these. If you touch wanting this listening position, the idea that you can move the listening position what appropriate to what you listening to. This is paying with toe filter. Remember, I give you the filter at beginning, starting to play with them, the level to get conscious about them, and to move different places. These are just some of the listening position of scale of listening position that you can. There, many have fun with that. It's very exciting. And finally, promise you can use this thing in communication. If you any one of those roles, and I think you probably is very party. Every party who listening to this talk, the grammar a rasa, which a several words of truth and accents, and rasa stand for receive, which means pay attention to the person. Appreciate, making little noise like okay. Summarize the words, so it's very important in communication and ask a question afterward. Now sound is my passion, it's my life. I brought a whole boat about it. So I live to listening that to murder us for more peoples. But I believe that every human being needs to listening consciously in order to live fully connected in space and in time to the physical worlds around us connected, understanding to each other, not to mention spiritually connected, because every spiritual part I know had listening and contemplation as in heart. That's why we need to teach listening in our school as skill. Why it's not taught? It's crazy. And if you can teach listening our school, we can take our listening of that sleep life so to dangerous, scary world that I talk about and move it a place where every party is consciously listening all time, at least capable of doing now. I don't know how to do that, but this tech. And I think tech community is capable of anything. So I invite to you connect with me, connect with each other. Take this mission out and let's get listening. Talk in school and transform world. In one generation to conscious listening world, a world connection, a world understanding, and a world place. Thank you for your listening.